Good morning and welcome. Happy Hump Day, Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. The physical delivery of legal, lawful, constitutional tender. It is what we do, and we've been doing it for decades. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. It keeps everybody comfortably disturbed. Speaking of disturbing the Dow, if you didn't know, the value of your 401k taking a woodshed beating, down 400-plus points right now. On the Dow, the NASDAQ even worse, not point-wise, but percentage-wise, down 175 points. Matter of fact, there's only one thing up today. You guessed it, GOLD. Yep, gold, the only thing. I mean, it's not up a lot, but it's up $1 at $1,100, about $1.20, $1,189. Silver, trying to get there. Silver's still down about 6 cents. A lot of ground to cover. I'll tell you all about it. We got to remember, we got to sell debt. This has been a whole bubble created on nothing but debt. But don't worry, because the Federal Reserve is there to save us. Or are they? The president not very happy, venting his frustrations at the Federal Reserve, and guess what? It's only going to intensify, which is can't do anything but help the gold price. A lot of things to talk about. We're going to get to them. This is one of those days. Listen, get near your phone. I'm just telling you now. We've got a special that we're going to run. This came out of an estate. You know that there's been a lot of problems. Again, right? Everybody's buying. When I mean everybody, I'm not talking about the average customer, the average American trying to get some more wealth insurance. That's not what I mean when I say everybody's buying. I'm talking about central banks. I'm talking about countries. I'm talking about billionaires. That's what I'm talking about. Guys that have vaults in their homes that are the size of bedrooms. These are the ones that have been doing the buying. Of course, they're always ahead, right? Everybody, I saw this report. It was actually on Monday from, I want to say, I think it was Charles Schwab, who said that more of their customers' money is in the stock market. In other words, none of them were going to the sidelines. They were all in, right? And of course, idiotic. And of course, paying a huge price for it over the last several days. But I told you, this wasn't going to last. This was not a rally built on fundamentals. This is not a stock market built on fundamentals, right? This was a stock market built on the mispricing of debt by the central bank. And now that we had a tax, and listen, Trump tried to help. He bought a year. He bought an extra year. The problem was in buying that year, right? What did the Federal Reserve do? They've raised rates, 3 times? They're going to be 4 times this year, but the last year they probably raised rates, 6 times? And have taken all of that plus so much more. Someone did the math for me. On a $300,000 home. Now, let's say, first of all, you got to find a $300,000 home, but if you could, and you had $60,000 to put down, right? Because that's what it takes now, right? If you're able to do that, your monthly mortgage payment is $200 higher today than it was a year ago. In other words, $300,000 home last year, $300,000 home this year. $60,000 down last year, $60,000 down this year, cost you an extra $200 a month. But don't worry, there's no inflation, and it's one of these things. We're seeing it creep up everywhere. The Treasury Secretary was out today aggressively attacking the Chinese. We're going to talk about that and currency manipulation. We had a half of the auction is over today. So we have the first round of auctions. The best thing I'm going to tell you about the debt we needed to sell today, at least this morning's round, because we got another round this afternoon, it wasn't very good, but I will say it could have been even worse. I'll tell you all about it when we get back from the break. We've got a special here that is unique. We haven't done it in years, and it's going to be incredible. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'll give you all the details. I will tell you right now, quantities are going to be extremely limited. Okay, but I'm just going to let you know that. I know all of you like to listen to the show and do all that. There's going to be a package with 34, and then we've got a silver thing that we haven't run in. You know what? I'll say this: I don't think I've run them in the last 5 years, at least, and it may be a little longer than that. And then, what happened in Switzerland when it comes to your money? Yeah, the Swiss, the era, if you will, of tax havens and things of that are coming to an end. Hey, the whole world, they want to know where all your money is. And by the way, they want to know how you got it as well. Patriot Radio News Hour got a great program lined up for you, along with some great items to purchase as well. 800-951-0592. So today we have something extremely unique. This was, we handled this in an estate. Right now, the product is sitting in our office in Johnstown. This is open to everybody, for the Phoenix folks. Order it, and we'll have it at the end of the day today. However many I sell, Jason's going to ship to me, so they'll be here early next week. And obviously, for those of you that pick up in Johnstown, even sooner than that. Those of you ship to, once we have payment, they'll be on their way to you. We have 34 packages. Okay, you're going to get 4 coins in the 34 that we're going to sell. A 1/10 ounce, a 1/4 ounce, and a 1/2 ounce Gold Eagle. So the 3 fractional Gold Eagle coins. All of these they're all slabbed, right? Somebody, these are really the what I'll call the made-for-TV type coins, okay? So obviously, gold isn't money anymore. Back in the pre-1933 gold, nobody's slamming a 1/10 ounce or a 1/4 ounce or a 1/2 ounce, right? No one's going and putting a $5 lib or $10 lib on the table to buy groceries. But all of these got slabbed. All of these are first strikes. By the way, PCGS was the greater of all 3 of these that you're going to get. Everybody that orders is going to get at least one MS70. And by the way, so we don't talk a lot about grades here because we don't do a lot of graded stuff, because what graded really means is you pay more, right? And the higher the grade, the more you pay. And look at grading this way. Grading is think of 0 to 10. Except in the grading world, they use 60 to 70. 70 means it's perfect. There are 0 imperfections. In this set, everybody's going to get 1. By the way, I'll tell you, it's the 1/2 ounce, so it's the biggest of them all. And, of course, that's actually worth something. But when you buy it for me, we don't charge you extra. The first 20 people that order are going to get 2 MS-70s. They're going to get a quarter ounce and a half ounce mid-state 70. All the 10th ounce in this package are all MS-69. There are no, I don't have any 70s, but still, you're going to get MS-69s or MS-70s, all first strikes, all PCGS. And then we're going to throw in a Mint State 63 piece dollar. You're going to get all 4 coins for $1,225. The piece dollar, just the piece dollar alone, cost. In other words, if I was to go out and buy this from the wholesaler, cost is $30. That's what I charged you here. Cost. On the 10th ounce, it's $140. If you want an ungraded, non-first strike, non-MS-69 10th ounce, right now they're $146. So I'm actually putting that for $6 less. The quarter ounce is at $365. You can, again, that's less than an ungraded quarter ounce Gold Eagle. And then the half ounce, which is an incredible buy, is at $690. Those are MS-70 as well. So you're going to get all 4 sets. We've only got 34 sets. That's all we have. I don't have 35. I don't have 36. I don't have 37. I got 34 sets. And I'm telling you right now, I want you to buy it because I want you, not only do I want you to protect yourself, and you get that here. And you got fractional, the fact that they all come in the hard case and all that. It's nice. It is. It's great. And yes, if you sell them back, they are worth more than if they weren't in the hard case. But I'm actually going to charge you less. They're $1,225. If you want to put them on a credit card, you absolutely can. They're $1,250 on a credit card. Still, it's a fantastic deal even that way. Think about gold. Gold's at, what, $1,189, $1,190, and you're getting 0.85 ounces of gold in this at essentially $1,195. That's great value, not to mention the slabbings and the gradings and all of that stuff. This is something, don't pass it up. I know it's not our normal. I know that. I get it. But this is something kind of like, we talk about the platinum and the rhodiums and things of that nature. This is a value buy. This is the reason why I'm telling you to buy it. First of all, you get fractional stuff. If it all went to you-know-what in the handbasket, you got fractional stuff. That's always a good thing. You didn't pay high fractional prices. Even a better thing. You didn't pay a single cent for it to be slabbed, for it to be graded, for it to come in at MS-69 or MS-70. You didn't pay anything for first strike value. Then I have another item. And this one, I've actually got some quantity on this one. I got 117. And that's kind of a weird number. That's what we got. This was out of an estate. 117 MS-64 Morgan dollars. I'm going to run those at cost. In other words, you're not going to buy these cheaper anywhere. $55. So if you're into slab Morgans, and people are, and you know how difficult Morgans are. Just an AU Morgan as an example. Okay, forget about it. It's not even slabbed. It's nothing. Just an AU is almost $40. So these are MS-64. That's one grade below gem quality at $55. That's dead cost. $800 951-0592. There is one line open right now, just one line. Let me tell you, if you are on hold, wait. Don't hang up. It may be a couple minutes. It's okay. We are going to get to you. I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get in, and then I'll update as we go along. But right now, we've got just one line open. $1,225 on the fractional gold set with the 63-piece dollar, $55 on the MS-64 Morgan. So we have Treasury auctions going on right now. We had one that just ended and one that's got to still go this afternoon. The one that ended, and it's sad that we've got to talk about, I think about 15 years ago when I started here, we never talked about Treasury auctions, ever. We talked about the debt. We didn't talk about these things. Now, almost a week doesn't go by where I'm not telling you about it because this is critical. Because think about it. The debt's not even $22 trillion yet. In 8 years, it's going to be 40. If we're having some indigestion now, what do you think when we've got to sell double what we have to sell? This is what you're preparing for. This is it. This is what you are preparing for. So this morning's auction, $36 billion of 3-year notes. The 7th straight 3-year note auctions where the yields went higher. Today, it was a 2.99 was the yield. So now we've essentially got, by the way, now all lines are busy. All lines are busy. If you're calling, you'll go to voicemail. If you're smart, you can leave a message, but we're not going to check those till later. I'd just hang up, wait a minute or two, and then call back. 2.99 was the yield. So now we got essentially 3-year notes and above now yielding 3% plus, right? That's kind of where we're headed. 3% plus, 2.99, the highest level since May of 2007. So now we're 11 years. Listen, these numbers are going to keep rising. Another disappointing metric, the bid to cover, right? We've been talking about that. How many people were there, right? We had to sell $36 billion worth of paper, right? A decent sized bid to cover, right? We would have had, well over $100 billion worth of bids for this. We didn't. Matter of fact, we didn't really get anywhere close to that number. The bid to cover came in at just 2.5 times the average, which has been falling, right, as we've been following, but the average was 2.71. So now another step down in the bid to cover. Last month it was, still at 2.68. So you can see we're just stepping down and stepping down and stepping down. The one good part, if there was a good part, was we did have decent foreign participation. Again, not a great auction by any stretch of the imagination, but at least the foreigners showed up. Here's the funny thing. A couple people commented, man, if they didn't, what was it going to look like? We dodged a bullet at least today. And again, remember, we're not worried so much about today. We can handle $22 trillion. We can. I won't lie to you about it. We can. By the way, we got a line just opened up, so if you were getting the voicemail, you can call ahead. We can handle that. 40, though? Prepare. Listen, I don't know. Can we? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if we went to negative 5% rates, maybe we can. Right, of course, when the rates go negative, right, where your bank accounts are going to get charged off, we'll get there in a second. First, I want to talk about Donald Trump. Again, lashing out at the central bank. This morning, he said that the United States economy doesn't have an inflation problem. Now, again, Donald's a rich guy, so maybe for him we don't, right? We know better. Did you see gas? By the way, gas jumped up another 5 cents overnight here. I don't know about everywhere, but here in Arizona, another 5 cents overnight. He said that the central bank is moving too quickly. And he's right. Listen, he's right. These guys are idiots. Jim Cramer, remember, I played his clip the other day. I don't know what data the central bank is looking at, and apparently Jay Powell says we don't need to be data dependent anymore, but the data I look like is not good, which is funny because they cheerlead stocks, but that's why I like Cramer. He'll tell you the truth once in a while. I don't think we have to go so fast, the president said when he was asked about a question about the central bank raising rates. I don't want to slow it down even a little bit. When there are no signs of inflation, the president said, referring to the economy. And again, he's talking about the quote-unquote, hey, Fred, you're the one that came up with this inflation metrics, not me. So he's got some cover there. Patriot Radio News Hour, I'm going to talk about the most likely outcome 8 years from today when we return.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily commentary continuing the conservative pro-family legacy of Phyllis Schlafly. Now the president of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, Ed Martin.
We spoke yesterday of rock-solid White House speechwriter and advisor Stephen Miller. We're pleased to tell you that he is reviving the public charge doctrine to reduce welfare handouts to immigrants. If someone has been milking the taxpayers for Obamacare and other welfare programs, then why should he be granted American citizenship? We do not have enough resources in the United States to give perpetual handouts to the rest of the world, and we should not be attracting immigrants who want to live on such entitlements here. Stephen Miller should propose sensible steps to tie citizenship to self-reliance, and he doesn't need approval by Congress to do so. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed that the Trump administration is committed to enforcing existing immigration law, which is clearly intended to protect the American taxpayer by ensuring that foreign nationals seeking to enter or remain in the U.S. are self-sufficient. The department added that it takes the responsibility of being good stewards of taxpayer funds seriously and adjudicates immigration benefit requests in accordance with the law. Bravo! But liberals are howling mad, decrying how this could affect 1 million people in New York City alone. Milton Friedman, the Nobel Prize-winning economist, explained decades ago that in a welfare state, the supply of immigrants will become infinite. In other words, the combination of immigration and the welfare state is a recipe for economic disaster. Another example is that liberals want Medicare for all, by which they mean all residents, legal or illegal. This is projected to cost the American taxpayer an astronomical $32.6 trillion over 10 years. President Trump can save us from all of this by enforcing the public charge doctrine, by which all participants in such government handouts will be disqualified from obtaining American citizenship. This will advance Trump's goal of attracting the best from other countries, not those who are least willing to work. We are grateful to the Trump administration, and particularly Stephen Miller, for their courageous stance on immigration. Liberals may attempt tear-jerking arguments, but not even the welcoming poem on the Statue of Liberty invites those who are coming here for a handout.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. Illegal immigration burdens our schools and social services and opens doors to criminals and terrorists. Outdated visa programs divert jobs from Americans. PhyllisSchlafly.com chronicles these outrageous unfair practices and provides answers. Go online to PhyllisSchlafly.com. Thanks for listening, and join us next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Welcome back, 800-951-0592. We got two lines open. I was taking orders over the break. Two lines open. Arlene is doing the best she can. Be patient. Stay on hold. We will get to you in the order that you called. The packages, there's 26 still available, so we've sold 8 of them already. Listen, they're all going to go. If you're just joining us, We had just a great fractional package we put together today. It has a 1/10 ounce, a 1/4 ounce, and a 1/2 ounce All American Gold Eagle. So 3 great fractional coins, all of them slabbed, all of them graded by PCGS, all of them first strikes. Everybody that orders is going to get at least one of those to be an MS-70. The first 20, so there's about 12 of them still left. The first 20 of you that order are going to get 2 MS-70s. All the 1/10 ounce, by the way, are MS-69. All the 1/2 ounce are MS-70s. And then I've got a mix of the 1/4 ounce. So I've got 20 of them that are 70. The rest of them are 69s. But it doesn't really matter. The great value. Plus an MS-63 Peace Dollar. The Peace Dollar, I just put it in there. It costs $30. It's an incredible value. Don't pass it up. If you've got $1,225, it's a great way to add to your portfolio, because at the end of the day, if it all goes to hey, you still got the fractional coin. You got a silver coin, right? You got 3 great fractional coins. The fact that they're slabbed and graded and all that stuff is nice. And let's face it, if you don't have to use it to barter with, when you go to sell back, they're worth more. I mean, that's always a better thing. Then we also had those MS-64 Morgans. Those are really moving. We had 117 of those. I'm running these at wholesale cost. If I was out to buy these from my wholesaler, this is cost. We had 117 of those. We're down to 80. Down to 80 right now. Okay, now phone lines are finally cleared. Phone lines are clear. So if you were calling earlier or getting the answer machine, now's the time. 800-951-0592. By the way, just some things I want to mention before I get into what is the most likely outcome. Sears looks like they're going to file bankruptcy before the end of the week. We've been waiting. Not a surprise. The stock's down to 40 cents. They have a $134 million debt payment due on Monday. They don't have the money. It's amazing to think about. I mean, I know, let's face it, $134 million is a lot. But for companies today, that's nothing. And, of course, this is just an interest payment. They don't have it. Could be, I would be surprised if it wasn't before the end of the week. Look for a potential Sears bankruptcy. Right? We had Mattress Firm already. Mall vacancies are already the lowest in, 8 or 9 years, and they're going to get lower. So prepare for that. But we are talking about how President Trump firing off a warning to the central bankers. You're going too fast. You're going to hurt the economy. And, of course, listen, this is what they always do. These guys are not that smart. I know that they're book smart. Right? I say it all the time, right? Because I got a brother, he's so smart. Got no common sense, right? And that's just these guys. They have no idea. They're so wrapped up in their idiot formulas. They have no idea what's really happening out there. None. They created a formula that says, hey, there's no inflation. Unless you actually have, there's no inflation if you don't have to buy a house. There's no inflation if you don't need a car or car insurance. You're right. You don't need those things. There's no inflation. If you don't need to buy gas, there's no inflation. Of course there's inflation. It's a whole lot more than 2%. But what are we really getting ready for? And I keep talking about these bond auctions. Already, the bid to covers are falling, and I'm not surprised they're falling more. Remember, there was a big tax incentive for pension plans and annuities and insurance companies that went away. And now they're like, I got to give you 10 years, 3 years, I don't know. And less people buying. Yet more and more debt needs to be auctioned. So as we fast forward, Take the auction from this morning, $36 billion. Right? This was just part, right? We got to have, back in the day, you only had one auction in the morning. Then we started adding auctions in the afternoon. Then we started saying, well, you know what? We got to do it every day. Of course, now what are we doing? We're increasing the size of all these auctions. And now we've got to add even newer auctions, right? Where we come up with something, even more crazy. How about a 3-year tip and a 5-year tip and a this and a that and the other? Now go and think about next year. Now that 36 billion, 38 billion, maybe 39 billion. Now you go to 2020. This same auction that was 36 billion, 40, 42, 43. You go to 2021, 45, 48 billion. You go to 2022, it's 50, 52, 53. Right? You go to 2023, it's 57, 58. 2024, it's over 60 billion. See where I'm going? And as it sat today, it was a $36 billion auction. We only got $90 billion worth of bids today. Now, they take the cheapest ones. Now you start thinking about, you start going out, and all of a sudden the auctions keep getting bigger. Less and less people start coming. All of a sudden, you know what happens when you don't get enough bids? Right? They cancel auctions. Right? We've seen it happen in Japan a million times. Right? A lot of times their central bank just buys them. Europe's had 5 different auctions canceled just in the last week, all because, right, we got those bond yield problems. Here, the thing that I think is going to happen when this starts occurring, we're going to talk about that next. 800-951-0592. The Dow is down 385 points right now. It's been down all day. Right around 26,000, about 40 points away from breaking 26. It doesn't matter. It's going to break it. It may not be today, may not be next month, it may not be till next year. But trust, it's going down. Not because I want it to, but they built a bubble here. What don't you understand? What part of bubble do they not understand? And then they act there and they have their little press conference and they have their little meetings every 6 weeks and they got the media. Hey, listen, you got to back us up here, because it's all about confidence. If people don't have confidence in us, the currency's ruined. Exactly what's going to happen. It is exactly what is going to happen. So we're looking at these auctions. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. If I had said to you, hey, we normally sell 100 of these a day. And then I said, but you know what? We now are going to sell 125 a day. What would you think would happen? Well, probably be less buyers, right? For that extra, that's a lot extra. But then what if I said, hey, there's going to be 150? There's going to be 175. There's going to be 200, right? You're like, all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute. We don't need that many. By the way, 2 lines still open. There should be no lines open. Should be no lines open. Well, I'll go over the package again here in a minute, but I want to let you know what's going to happen. I know we're talking about rate hikes. I don't even care about rate hikes anymore. I'm over it. Because I already know. Whether it's the end of this year or the first quarter of next year, the Fed is going to stop. Why? Because the economy has slowed. Right? We don't have a 4% economy. We never did. Did we get a quarter? Yes. Could we maybe eke out 2? Maybe. We've got a 2% economy at best. Sorry. Just what it is. The Fed is going to stop. Here's what's not going to stop. How much debt we need to sell every single day. In the morning and then again in the afternoon. And as the economy slows, and I mean, do math here. Come on. What are they all saying about China? What are they saying? The economy's slowing there. Their economy, and I know, doesn't matter how they want to calculate it. Oh, they're the second largest. They're the largest. Just a currency valuation difference. They use more stuff than we do. And it's slowing. Japan is dead. Europe is dead. England is dead. The emerging markets are all what? Slowing. What's going to happen? We're going to slow right along with them. Just what's going to happen? The world economy. I know we don't want it to be, but it is. And the debts are piling up, and the debts are piling up, and people aren't coming to the auction. Currencies are starting to wane. They're going to be talking about what? The dreaded R word again. Right? We're due. Actually, we're overdue. And as the debts start piling up, I already know who the model is. It's Japan. We're going to do what they did. Right? Japan can't grow no matter what they do. Because they're drowning in that debt. And then they're going to start what? Lowering rates. And there's going to be all this turmoil and all this fear. And eventually, because we have such a hard time selling the debt, I think the rates are going to go negative. That's what I think. I mean, we'll go all the way back to zero like we did last time, and we'll see quantitative easing, right? And it's going to make another comeback. You know it. Come on, you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. The idiot that's telling you to buy stocks, he knows it too. He just doesn't want to admit it. Right? They know. What do you think? What, are they going to cut your Social Security check? Think that's what's going to happen? You think in 2026, when it's allegedly broke, it's already broke already. We don't take in enough money. But when they say they're done with their, it's so funny. They keep playing this fake little game like there's something in the cabinet outside of an IOU. But it's fine, whatever. Right? And you heard Larry Kudlow talking about we're going after those entitlements next. I think rates are going to go negative. I think that's what they're going to do. You will now pay the government for lending them money, just like they do in Japan. I think it's going to get bad enough. You're going to get charged for having money in the bank. Yeah, that's what negative rates mean. And, of course, by then you'll wish you already had the gold. And by then there probably won't be any gold to be had to begin with. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. I'm going to go over these specials one more time. I was just going to say all the lines are open. Now they're not. 3 lines left. We've got 20 packages left. If you want to buy them all, buy them all. You know, it's fair game now. Fair game. Take as many as you want. We've got the fractional package. You get a 1/10 ounce, a 1/4 ounce, and a 1/2 ounce American Gold Eagle. All of them are slabbed by PCGS. All 3 slabbed by PCGS. All of them are first strikes. All of them are MS69 or MS70. Everybody that orders is going to get at least one MS70 coin, period. We got a few left. There's a couple more left. If you order right now, there's, I think, 6. You'll get 2 MS70 coins. And then after that, MS69 plus an MS63 peace dollar. So you get a silver, 3 gold. The peace dollars at cost. I just threw it in at cost because, you know what, I want you to have value. I want you to do well. Yes, I want you to protect yourself. Yes, I want you to make sure that you take the time and have wealth insurance. You're going to need it. You know you need it. I know you need it. Everybody knows you need it. But I want you to do well, too. Hey, isn't it great? Hey, I got wealth insurance, and you know what? Hey, I did better than even the gold or the silver price. This is one of those packages where you can do better. That's $1,225. You get all 4 coins. They're all graded. I mean, it's awesome, right? And you don't pay for any of it. That's the best part. And then, and I apologize on the static. It is what it is. And then we've got... still got 80. We had 80 and over the break, and we didn't sell. All we sold were the packages. These MS64 Morgans are a downright steal at $55. That's a steal at $55. So if you're calling to get a package, throw a few Morgans in there. 800-951-0592. That is the toll-free number. There are still 3 lines open. The Dow, and again, a quick look here. The Dow is down 350 points. That's better than 400, but down 350 points, 26,080. The S&P is down 40. The NASDAQ is down 157 points. Gold's up $1.50. $1.50, 11.89, 11.90. Silver getting ready to go positive here at $14.33. 800-951-0592. Again, the fractional graded special. It is incredible. The value is there at $12.25, and those Morgan dollars. I know that $12.25 is a lot, and $55 is, at least that's something a lot of you can afford. That's cost. That is cost on an MS64 Morgan dollar at $55. Of course, the package, all 4 graded coins, the 63 piece. The MS60 and MS70 gold coins, all of them first strike, all of those gold coins PCGS at $1,225. 800-951-0592. As we talked about, Sears is next, getting ready to file for bankruptcy protection. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about millennials. They have a record no one's ever seen before, and it's not a good one. Yeah, it's a debt record. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Everyone take care. Make sure you take the time. Give us a call. Put some gold away. Patriot Radio News Hour. Take care. God bless.